Hi everyone, this is Charmander, and in this video, I'm gonna do a quick review of the new hero, Norah. So she's technically not a new hero because she was an elite hero, and before she was Norah, she was CEO Gina. So this hero has had two different transformations since last year, and if you are someone that has awakened her while she was an elite hero, you are in luck because you now have an extra awakened legendary hero. I know a lot of people are upset that this hero is going to be hard to awaken if you did not awaken her when she was just an elite hero. And I do predict they're going to make an easy way for you to get her shards in the future. So I don't think people should be panicking. At this point, the only way you can get additional shards besides completing her quest is from daily boosts. Now, I don't think it's worth it to invest in her through daily boost. So I think the best way for you to get her shards is just to wait and see what will happen. And most likely they're going to put her in a police station, but we'll find out in the future on how the developer plans for players to get her shards. With that being said, let's take a look at her skills. So Nora's first skill is called Weakness Detection, which increases squad attack by up to 46%. Squad's basic attacks deal a bonus damage of up to 3,750. So it looks like this might be the direction they're going for the new range heroes, which is focusing on the squad's basic attack, kind of similar to Chasey. So we'll find out if they release another range hero in the future that will also work synergistically with her basic attack. Next is Point and Shoot, which is a passive skill that increases squad HP by up to 18%. During sieges, increases squad's basic attack damage by up to 24%. So as you can see here, she is meant to be a siege hero. Just from my initial thought, I think the reason why they did this is to add a budget siege hero in the game. So if you don't have Julia and Bard or Julia and Lewis, then as a potential free option for range players, you can use Norah and Lewis, which both comes from the police station, and they can be your siege hero together. So I think that's pretty neat that the developer provided a potential free hero for range mains to have like a budget rally hero for them to use. Next skill is called Dynamic Vision, and this is actually tied to the awakened skill called Flying Bullets, which enhances dynamic vision. So basically, before you awaken this specific skill, it increases range squad attack by up to 15% and squad defense by up to 15%. However, after awakening, this increases the range squad attack by up to 20% and defense by up to 20%. Also reduces research time for all technologies in the research lab by 0.5 hour and increases research speed by 12%. This effect applies even when not deployed. So I think this is really cool that they added this extra research boost from this hero. So it's definitely going to be worth it for you to awaken her just for that extra research speed. It's kind of like another hero in the past, which is Peggy. Also, when you awaken her, she gets a new skill that increases shelter construction speed by 10%. So I think it's neat that they added another hero with a similar skill from Peggy. And her fourth skill is called Camouflage, which is a passive skill that reduces counter damage received by up to 17%. Basic attacks have a 20% chance to reduce enemy defense by up to 16% for 3 seconds. So as you can see, she's a decent free hero that is of legendary quality. I'm personally using her now as part of my field squad. I would not use her for rally just because I already have Julia and Bard, but if you don't have Julia and Bard, she can definitely be your rally hero. For talent, this is kind of how I distributed my talent so far. I don't have her fully leveled up to 60 yet, but I think the main focus should be the range squad here because you can have a range regeneration from this one and also additional skill damage from here. So this side is kind of decent. Now, on the right hand side, I'm just avoiding anything that says like, oh, this one, for example, will reduce your rage skill by 1% and basic attack is higher. So I don't like anything that has a negative to gain the positive. That's why I didn't put anything on that one. This one is just purely positive, which is good. This one increases rage, which is great. This one increases counter damage, which is great. So anything that doesn't have anything negative, I will put some talent points into, like this one and this one right here as well. Ultimately, though, you would not have her as the leader hero. She would most likely be the assistant hero, so her talent really doesn't matter. And my final thought for this hero is I really think they just designed her to bait people who just started this game because they made her look as slutty as possible. I'm personally not into the thick look, but I know a lot of people are into the thick look. So I think, again, this is a way to bait new players into playing this game by adding heroes that is more slutty looking. Now, in terms of which heroes I think would be a good pair for Norah, because she is a siege hero technically, then pairing her with Julia, Bard, or Lewis is definitely a good good idea. If you're putting her in field, then you can put her with Lynn or Sophie. Those would be okay as well. But ultimately, she would not be in even your first two range squad. She would be in your third because I think there's so much better range heroes that you can use. Although she is solid because she's free. So I think she definitely has her utility as a result of that. Anyways, that's about it for this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.